Hello and welcome back to the Hairy Housewife YouTube channel, you beautiful lot. Now, are you looking for something to spray into the car to mask a smell of that cheeky Cornish pasty you had on the drive home so your wife doesn't find out that you've spoilt your dinner? Or is it Friday night? Do you want your car to smell nice because you're picking up someone you find attractive and you're taking them to the most romantic place you know, B&Q's car park? Then I may have the answer for you on this cheapy challenge. Hello and welcome back, you beautiful lot. And that's right, today we are talking about car air fresheners, and we're talking specifically about one that I see in my local supermarket, and it's from a very well-known garage that is on a TV program, Gas Monkey Garage. Now, I see these the other night on my little late night trip to my local supermarket when I had to pick up some nappies because we'd run out. Now, I picked one up off the shelf and it was called Diamond Wings, and I sprayed it onto my hand, and instantly, it reminded me of when I was about 18, going to a nightclub and you'd walk past a gaggle of girls and that sort of smell of all their perfumes hitting you at once. That is exactly what it smelled like, and I was like, it's a bit much for me. So I decided not to buy it and walked away. Now, they were on offer at £2.25 each, and then their regular price will be about £4 when the offer ends. And I walked away and I thought, I'm not having it. The next day I went back to do my weekly shop and there was one left on the shelf, and that was called Leather Touch. Now, unfortunately, you know what? I'm going to grab that one and I'm going to use this for a cheapy challenge. Now, the reason I'm saying this is a cheapy challenge, that is because it was £2.25, again, regular price of £4, but it's a 150ml bottle. Compared to some of the others I have, like the Stjarnagloss and the Dodo Juice air fresheners, they come in a 100ml bottle and they are priced slightly higher. So the Stjarnagloss air fresheners cost around about £20 for 100ml. The Dodo Juice ones are around about £5 on their website for 100ml. This is £2.25 offer price, or £4 for 150ml. So it's quite cheap. I know there is cheaper on the market. You're going to be screaming at me saying, I've seen cheaper, blah, 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 blah. However, this is kind of a well-known brand, I would say. Unlike some of the supermarket ones, you've got the supermarket own brands, you've got some sort of Halford's own brands. This is a named brand. So I thought, you know what, I'll grab it and we'll call this a cheapy challenge. Now, with the Gas Monkey Garage air freshener, I haven't smelt it yet. I wanted to do sort of a live smell of this one so you guys could see my natural reaction, because a friend once told me, when you do things like this, you should say the first thing that comes to your head, because that's the most truthful thing you will say about a product. So I thought, you know what, we'll do that today so you guys can see it live. So before we go into it, let's talk a little bit about the price and how much you get of each air freshener, and compare it against the Stjarnagloss and the Dodo Juice air freshener. Now, again, like I said, Stjarnagloss is £20 for around about 100ml of product. Now, that is 5ml of product to every pound you spend. Now, the Dodo Juice, like I said, is around about £5 per 100ml, and that works out to 20ml of product to every pound that you spend. You get 4 times more Dodo Juice air freshener to your pound compared to the Stjarnagloss. Now, when we compare it against the Gas Monkey Garage air fresheners, £2.25, you're going to be getting 66ml per pound. At £4, you're going to get about 37ml to every single pound. Now, that is just over 13 times more per pound than you get with the Stjarnagloss at £2.25. At £4, you're getting an astonishing 7 times more per pound than you would with the Stjarnagloss. Now, that sounds great. It sounds like you're getting a fantastic deal. It sounds like you're getting so much more. However, what do we all want from an air freshener? Well, you want to spray it in there. You want it to smell nice, you want it to last, and you want it to be an absolute stonker of a scent. So, as I always say, the proof is in the pudding. So let's spray the Gas Monkey Garage air freshener into the car and see what we think. So now I've grabbed the Gas Monkey Garage air freshener and squeezed myself into this tight little space with the camera. First impressions, some people like these triggers, some people don't. I've seen worse, but I'm not a fan of these. I've got big old hands and they are a little bit awkward to hold. I do prefer sort of the pump air freshener type ones like you get on the Stjarnagloss, or the Dodo juice. Now, also, reading the back of the instructions, it says spray into the air or onto the fabric of your seats or carpet. So you can spray this around in the cabin and get the nice aroma of this air freshener. If it's nice, we'll find out. Now, it's called Leather Touch. Now, I'm imagining with a leather air freshener, they're all quite generic with a slight, subtle change. I'm not a fan of a leather air freshener myself. I know some people are, some people really like them. But for me, they're not the nicest. But I thought I'll just give this a go. Now, I assume they have done maybe 2 air fresheners, one that appeals to a certain market, which was the diamond wings, which again, like I said, smelled like a gaggle of girls when I used to go to a nightclub. And this one, I'm guessing, appeals to a different sort of market, being a leather scented air freshener. Now, this air freshener does have a nice little locking mechanism there, so you can't accidentally spray it if it falls on the floor, or if for some reason you're carrying it around in your pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the lock down and we're going to give it a spray. Just need to give it a few pumps to get it through. As you can see, it's the first time I've used it. Okay. That is not a leather scented air freshener. So, first opinions. I don't know if you get this, if you're watching this from America or a different country than the UK, I don't know if you get this like body spray out there for men. This smells like Adidas, and I think it's called Ice Dive that I used to get at Christmas when I was a kid. That smells like a generic cheap Christmas box set body spray. That doesn't smell like leather in the slightest. Oh, I don't know if I like it. I'm not sure. It doesn't smell awful, don't get me wrong, but I think it's not what I was expecting. It's taken me by surprise. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Sorry, that's really thrown me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it around the cabin now. I'm going to give it a couple more sprays. I'm going to close the car up and I'm going to come back in about half an hour's time and see if you can still smell it. I know some air fresheners, they claim to last days. Some of them a couple of minutes. I'm going to see what this is like after around about half an hour.
A few moments later.
So it's been around about half an hour, if not a little bit longer. I got sidetracked having me dinner. I can't smell it. I can't smell a single thing. It just smells like my car when I get in it normally. I can't smell a single thing. If honest, I can smell the Glipton air freshener that I've got up there, but I cannot smell this. Now, when I did spray it, it was very overpowering. It was very strong, and it kind of went up my nostrils and into my brain, and I could smell it really, really strong. Now I can't. It doesn't, like I said, I can't smell it in the slightest. Now, I would say this would be ideal if you, like I said, if someone was about to jump into your car, quick squirt in the air, really, really overpowering smell. Again, I can't really decide if it's a bad smell or a good smell. It was just different. It surprised me. I was expecting a leather smell, not a Christmas box set, cheapy aftershavey smell. I was expecting a nice leather smell and I didn't get that. So it kind of threw me a little bit. But yeah, now I can't smell it. It's gone. It's completely gone. And it was, yeah, it's not what I expect from an air freshener. Again, there's no claims on the back of this like some other air fresheners that claim it will last all day. However, I do like to have an air freshener that even after half an hour, you can still smell it. Now, one of my favourite air fresheners that once you do spray it, it does last probably around about half a day, if not longer, depending on if you're using the aircon, weather conditions, windows down. And it's the Dodo Juice range of air fresheners. Now, they do some fantastic, fantastic scents. They do some really nice, sweet smelling ones, and they do a really nice leather scented one. Now, they do last, like I said, anywhere between half a day up to a day for a couple of squirts onto the seat, the mats, or maybe onto the roof lining. Now, if you want one that is going to last a little bit longer, now I have seen people in reviews say they don't last no longer than 15 minutes. I can categorically tell you that the Stjarnagloss air fresheners are so strong. 2 squirts is all you need. 1 in the driver's side footwell, 1 in the passenger side footwell, and you will have a long smelling air freshener in your car. I'd say at least a day, if not 2. However, does that equate to the £20 that Stjarnagloss air freshener costs? Yes and no. So, depending on what sort of scent you like, it is very limited. They only do 2 scents, and depending on what sort of scent you're after, if you're after a sweet cherry, blueberry, raspberry sort of scented air freshener, then the Stjarnagloss ones won't meet that. If you are after a nice, really strong, aftershavey, scented air freshener that is nice and strong and, like I said, will last, then the Stjarnagloss ones will definitely be for you. Now, they do 2 different scents, and one is Stekar, which is more of a male fragranced air freshener, and then they do Skönhet, I think that's how you pronounce it, and that is more of a female scented air freshener. Now, if you do buy them and you have used them before, then you may recognise where the scent they come from is, but they are nice, they are strong, to the point where I have been known to spray them onto my hoodie, onto my t-shirt before I go out, and it does last again all day. Don't try that at home. Now, with the Dodo Juice ones, like I said, around about half a day to a day, I have also been guilty of spraying those onto my hoodies. Again, don't try that at home. One of the previous old style air fresheners they done, which was strawberry and apple, straw apple, is one of my most favourite Dodo Juice scents they have ever done, and that is, if you've used mint condition quick detailer, that is what they use. However, with the Gas Monkey Garage one, it just smells like a Christmas day from when I was a teenager. Again, it's not an awful smell, but it isn't probably the most desirable smell to me. However, may be different for you depending on what you like. Now, it didn't last half an hour. After half an hour, I couldn't smell it in the car. However, I got some on my arm. An hour later, I can still smell it on my arm quite strong. Can't smell it in the car, which is... Now, other than the scent of the product and how long it lasts, let's talk about the look of the product. Now, the Gas Monkey Garage one does look really, really nice. I like the logo on the bottle. It's the Gas Monkey Garage logo. I like the chrome effect on the black. It really pops and it really stands out. Again, not too sure on the trigger sprayer on this bottle. Now then we move on to the Stjarnagloss Skönhet. Now, it is a very simple label, and again with the chrome effect, like a matte chrome effect, writing with this nice little chrome sprayer on the top. However, as you can see, there is stuff floating around in there. That, I believe, is a real silver flake and real diamantes, I believe it says on their website. And it does look really, really smart, and it does look really, really premium. Again, for the price you pay, it is a nice bottle to have sitting around in your car. It's definitely a talking point when people say, what's that floating in your bottle? And then when we come down to the bottle of the Dodo Juice air freshener, it is bright, it is wacky, it is Dodo Juice's style. Now, although this is the old label for their range of air fresheners, they have updated their range in the refresh that happened a few years back, and their labels are now a lot different. However, they are still very bright, very colourful, and very Dodo-esque. Now, half an hour is not long enough for an air freshener. Now, if you are looking for a cheap air freshener to squirt in your vehicle and it lasts half a day, I would definitely recommend looking at the Dodo Juice, sort of £5 range. Again, half a day to a day they will last. This couldn't even do half an hour. So I wouldn't recommend using it if you want a long-lasting air freshener. If you want an extremely strong, long-lasting air freshener, then the Stjarnagloss one would be for you if it is a scent that you desire. However, Gas Monkey Garage air freshener is a little bit of a thumbs down. The scent is not what I was expecting. If you picked it up off the shelf and you're expecting a nice leathery scented air freshener, you are going to be disappointed. It doesn't smell like that. However, if you are looking to smell like a teen on Christmas Day, opening up his box set for his deodorant, then that could be the one for you. Or if you want to smell like a gaggle of girls in a nightclub, then go check out Diamond Wings. Again, they are not awful scented. They are just not for me. I can't work out if I like it or if I don't, but for what I want them for, it ain't gonna last. Unless you are looking for something to spray before someone gets in the vehicle. Maybe if you're a taxi driver, you want something cheap to squirt before someone gets in, then it could be the one for you. For £2.25, then yeah, you know, you can't go wrong if you want a quick squirt before someone gets in. But for £4, what's the point? If it doesn't last more than half an hour, you may as well go buy a better product on the market. Like I said, again, the Dodo juice ones, you may as well go spend that extra £1 and buy one that you can spray and not have to keep reapplying before someone gets into your vehicle. So guys, I've been Harry Housewife. You guys have been great for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you who tunes in, week out. If it's your first time here, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon.